Hello, my name is Xavier, and in this video I'm going to go over fixed licenses for our desktop software. Depending on your organization's needs and resources, a fixed license may be appropriate instead of a floating license. First, we will look at what a fixed license is and how it works to get a better understanding of what it is. Next, we'll go over how to activate your fixed license, and then also how to manage your fixed license when there are updates or changes. The content in this video is applicable to both MAPublisher and Geographic Imager. There are only small differences in where you can access the licensing information, which I will go over in this video. First, let's learn about what a fixed license is. A fixed license uses a license key that starts with either MP or GI, depending whether it's MAPublisher or Geographic Imager. Older licenses may have MP9 or GI4 as the prefix, as it was used for previous versions of the software. The license will also include any add-ons, if applicable, /purchased, such as Label Pro or FME Auto. Therefore, you won't be issued a separate license for those specific products. The fixed license may also be called a serial number in certain dialog windows, which I will show you later on. It is called a fixed license because you can only use it on one machine, and that license is tied to that specific machine. Specifically, the license key is tied to a MAC address of any one of the network adapters you may have in your computer. For example, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth adapters. The MAC address, also known as machine ID, of each adapter is unique, which is why the license can only be used by one machine. Some of the common issues where a license no longer works while using the same quote-unquote machine is if the network adapter that was used to register the license becomes disabled, the motherboard is changed, or most commonly, the machine is connected to a docking station or some type of peripheral. When you are obtaining the machine ID, you want to make sure that you don't have any peripherals connected to the machine. Whenever we link a license to a specific part on your computer, we want to host it to an internal component. Therefore, if you do use a docking station or some type of peripheral, you need to unplug it so we can get the machine ID of the internal network card. There are two locations where users can manage their license, within the software itself or through our website. I'll go over the website options shortly. Within Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop, users can view the license by opening the license management window. To access it on MAPublisher, you can follow these steps: Adobe Illustrator, Help, MAPublisher Licensing, License Management. For Geographic Imager, it's just a little bit different. To get to the license management window, there are two ways: either Adobe Photoshop, Geographic Imager panel, contextual menu, and then license management, or Adobe Photoshop, File, Automate, GI License Management. This is where you can obtain your machine ID. On the bottom right corner of the license management dialog, there's going to be a box that contains your machine IDs, which is highlighted in red. One of the segments will be linked with the license. The machine ID location is important if you need to register your MAPublisher or Geographic Imager license online, or if you need to change computers in the future. Now let's go over registering. First, we'll go over how to do it within the software. If you have just been given a brand new license key, the first thing you will need to do is register your machine and license key within our licensing database, which requires an internet connection. To register, in the license management dialog box, click on the register button, enter your license key, and fill out the information. This will generate an encrypted license file specifically for your machine, and you'll now be able to use the software. As part of the registration process, one of the machine IDs on your computer will be linked to the license key and recorded within our database. If you already have a license key registered to a machine and are on active maintenance, you'll be able to update the license each time there's a new version of software installed, not including point releases. For example, 10.7 and 10.71 are the same version. Instead of clicking on the registration button, you will now need to click on the retrieve button. This will call on our database and will download a new license file for the most recent version. Retrieving licenses also requires an internet connection. If your computer doesn't have an internet connection, then you won't be able to use the license management window in the software. You'll need to use another computer to access our website. On avenza.com, you can both register and retrieve a license. Please follow the steps on page to register your license. First, you click on Knowledge and Support, then you click on Product Activation, and then you click on Activate a Purchase License. A form will appear, and then you can copy and paste all listed machine IDs from the license management window into the registration form. However, we'll just use one of the machine IDs to associate the license with it. If you want to use a specific machine ID, just submit one machine ID out of that list. Our activation team will process the information, and you will receive a confirmation email from the activation team with instructions for where to put your license. If there's a new version of the software and you need to update your license, instead of clicking on Activate a Purchase License, scroll down and click on Retrieve a License File and fill out the form. And the activation team will email you instructions where to place it. Lastly, I'll discuss rehosts. Rehosts are for when you need to link the license key to a different machine ID. For example, if you get a new computer or if the license was hosted to the wrong machine ID, you can change the machine ID that the license is associated with. Rehosts are free for maintenance subscribers, but users without maintenance will be subject to a $25 US dollar fee each time they wish to rehost the license. This is done using an online form on the Avenza.com website. You can follow the steps on page. First, click on Knowledge and Support, then Product Activation, scroll down and click on Rehost License. If you need to license multiple users who use Avenza software, using different machines or at different locations, then you would benefit from our RLM Floating License Server or RLM Cloud. I'll be discussing those options in another video and how they work. If you have any questions or issues with your fixed license, please feel free to contact our support team through our support center, support.avenza.com. And thank you for watching, and we hope this helps.